Hello everyone and welcome back to the end of the world. In the last episode we kind of had our little run-in with Maxie and Groudon was awakened, and as a result he's obviously kind of bringing about the end of the world in the form of extremely harsh heat, like the sun's rays, I guess, just like all day, just really intense. So we're going to be dealing with that today. We're going to be taking care of Groudon, so to speak. So we will be getting our last team member today as well, so hooray for that. And so yeah, we'll be just kind of covering that. So I'm just going to kind of start doing this because this is going to be a rather long episode. I'm sure you could already tell by the length of this. So I mean, and if I go through the text too fast, it's partly because I don't want to waste time here. This upcoming fight is usually very difficult. When this game first came out, I didn't really want to spoil anything for myself, but there was a Japanese person over on Twitch who was playing, OmegaRuby and AlphaSapphire, and specifically he was playing AlphaSapphire, and he got up to the point where he had to battle Kyogre, and he was literally there for an hour throwing balls, trying to catch it. And after he finally caught it, I think he soft reset, trying to go for a better nature or something like that, and yeah, it's just, no, it's just not my thing. Anyways, remember that suit that we saw back in the magma base? Yeah, we ended up getting that. I mentioned it back when we were, messing around in their base, that it's going to be relevant later down the line. This is the reason why it's actually going to be relevant even later down the line, so it's a very useful key item, at least for parts of the story, of course. So, yeah. Anyways, I want to kind of continue where I left off yesterday. I'm going to have to start from the beginning in case people didn't actually watch yesterday's episode. There was another leak for those hidden OU hidden abilities on the 27th, and I started talking about them in the last episode, but I'm going to start just announcing them again here. Long episode, I should have more than enough time to cover at least all of them. Also, if you happen to hear beep, beep, beep or something in the background, there's a thing outside moving all the snow because of the blizzard, so just try to pay it no mind. I do apologize for it ahead of time. I was going to wait for him to do his thing, but I have other things that I want to do, and obviously, so, excuse me, I don't know if anyone heard that. It was kind of a very faint burp. Anyways, as for the 127 leak, we're just going to start going into this again. Beedrill gets the hidden ability Anger Point with the move Needle Arm, which is kind of very much welcomed. Mega Beedrill gets Technician. Vulpix gets Competitive, which I guess is not bad. Ponyta gets Limber, while Rapidash gets Lightning Rod. Magnemite and Magneton both get Levitate, while Magnezone gets Terravolt, which I think is kind of cool, I guess. Farfetch gets Huge Power. Onix gets Shed Skin. Steelix gets Heavy Metal plus Diamond Storm. Diamond Storm's pretty cool, I'm not gonna lie. Kangaskhan gets Rockhead plus the move Mach Punch. Mega Kangaskhan gets Iron Fist, which kind of, I guess, ties in very well with the fact that Mach Punch is a punching move. Pinsir gets Rivalry plus Home Claws. Mega Pinsir gets Hustle, whatever, I guess. Aerodactyl gets Bulletproof plus the move Dragon Tail, and Mega Aerodactyl gets Solid Rock. Dratini and Dragonair both get Swift Swim, while Dragonair gets Airlock. I think it would have been better with Swift Swim in all honesty, but whatever. Mewtwo, regular Mewtwo gets Intimidate and the move Psycho Boost. Mewtwo X gets Aura Break, while Mewtwo Y gets Forewarn. And as you can see, all shit's about to break loose. This is about where I left off in the last episode. Mareep and Flaffy both get Motor Drive, while Ampharos gets Lightning Rod plus the move Dragon Dance, which, if you ask me, is absolutely stupid. Especially considering what its Mega gets, which is Speed Boost. So, hooray for that. Anyways, continuing on. Heracross gets Sap Sipper plus Circle Throw. That's not terrible. Mega Heracross gets No Guard. I don't know how this is going to actually be able to abuse it, so I don't know. Yes, Growl. And then we're going to get a call from, Maxie. So, anyways, continuing on. Skarmory gets Overcoat. Lugia gets Wonder Skin. Ho-Oh gets Turbo Blaze, which, if you ask me, is actually pretty good. Mawile gets Filter plus the move Poison Fang, while Mega Mawile gets Serene Grace, which, if you ask me, just makes Mawile even more broken, so, I don't know. The Aeron line gets Bulletproof. Aggron gets the move Heat Crash, on top of course, getting Bulletproof. And hooray, we get to ride on Groudon, because why not? Through lava. One wrong move and we just die, I guess. Anyways, Meta-type line gets Trace, while Medicham obviously gets a new move in the form of Knockoff. Mega Medicham gets Iron Fist, which if you ask me is actually pretty good, even though I think, you know, Pure Power is better. I think that's what it has normally, but whatever. I kind of want to hold this off just for a few seconds because obviously what's coming up is actually really cool. I love these scenes despite the fact that if you happen to have to sit here and suffer either A, a better nature, B, IVs, or C, all of the above, good luck, have fun, because you're going to be here a while. Yeah. I mean, there are ways to speed up the process, like, for example, trading yourself Groudon or Kyogre, depending on your game. That way you already have the Pokédex entry, so that way when you just, like, Master Ball to try and get, like, you know, the stats or whatever, you know, and see what they are, you kind of skip the Pokédex entry. So, I mean, it's cool, but obviously I'm not going to be, you know, doing that. But I will be software setting for a better nature off screen. And obviously we don't do much in this episode outside of this. So, either way, A, the music is absolutely great, and this cutscene is absolutely phenomenal. So, enjoy. And once we're actually in the battle, I'll start continuing where I left off. There's not much left, I think. No, actually, there's a lot left. Really, I didn't even know that one. Anyways, the dramatic thing. When I first played AlphaSapphire, I think that Kyogre's transformation had a hell of a lot more impact than Groudon's did. That's just my personal opinion. But either way, Groudon's actually pretty cool. They did Groudon justice in this game. Prior games, he didn't look as cool as Kyogre to me, but this game, hell yeah, Groudon definitely looks amazing. So I'm going to cover my strategy here for this as well. Groudon has only two different types of attacking moves, ground and fire. Dragon obviously resists fire, and obviously without Mega Evolving Altaria, I have access to, you know, immunity to ground. So Precipice Blades and Earthquake cannot hit me. It does have Lava Plume, which you're about to see, and then it has Rest as its final move. So obviously it's problematic if it continuously spams Rest, but it only has 10 PP on Rest, so after 10 Rests, it's pretty fine. The strategy here is to go with Dragon Pulse, which is the strongest move that I can use to damage it. And then normally that does a little over half. It does, I think, anywhere between like 39 and 49, or no, it was like 39 and 53%. I did the damage calc, assuming that my IVs were perfect and it's like, you know, other shit was perfect. I kind of just did it based off of that. So I did that, and it did at most like 53%. And Hyper Voice is the other move that we would be going with, because it does, I think, anywhere between like 20-something% and 30-something%. So it does around 80, maybe a little over 90% by using both of those moves. The fact that it puts itself to sleep is also very useful, because if it stays asleep long enough for me to use both of those moves and put it back into the red, obviously we can, you know, have a better chance of catching it. And of course it woke up instantly, but whatever. Actually, I'm not sure if it was instantly, because I think I had to use, you know, yeah, I had to use the two moves first, so you kind of got my example. And these things are definitely very difficult to capture. I mean, like I said before, the Japanese guy that was playing AlphaSapphire, when it was first released, he was struggling it was a very hard struggle to capture Kyogre with anything other than the Master Ball, so just kind of throwing that out there. But yeah, so considering we're in the battle and we're, you know, struggling, we're going to continue going through the list of the things that we, you know. So I left off at the Medicham line, I think. So the Electric line gets Speed Boost, while Manectric gets the move Parabolic Charge, which I think is alright. Mega Manectric gets Soundproof, which is kind of eh. It might have some viability in VGC. I'm not sure. I mean, Boom Burst is kind of a thing. I don't know. The Carvanha line gets Swift Swim. Sharpedo, being a Pokemon that also has a Mega Evolution, gets a special move in the form of Psycho Cut, which is pretty cool. Mega Sharpedo gets Sniper. So there's that. Numel gets Sand Rush, while Camerupt gets Sand Force plus the move Magma Storm, which if you ask me is pretty cool. Mega Camerupt gets Adaptability, which makes it kind of broken, even though it's still kind of, you know, prone to things. Trapinch gets Sand Veil, Vibrava, and Flygon both get Compound Eyes, which if you ask me is amazing. Just as amazing as we managed to catch this thing in one try. Here's the funny part, the rest of this episode is basically cutscenes. And obviously I don't want to just cut that out and be like, oh, well, see you later, guys, you know. Obviously, it's a thing that we have to kind of go through. It's whatever. Besides, at the end of all of it, you get one of the most, actually, no, I would say that this is probably the most broken item in the entire game. And you'll see why in the next episode if you don't already know what it is or, you know, whatever. So, remember how when we were entering the Cave of Origins, how you saw that one path off to the left? That's what that entrance there does. It allows you to walk out through there and then make your way back to the very beginning of the Cave of Origins. And, you know, so if you wanted to, I don't know, quickly make your way back to, like, the Pokemon Center to change something up or whatever. Like, let's say you saved, you had your plan, and then it wasn't working as good as you wanted, so maybe you needed a different Pokemon or you needed more items, you know, you'd be able to just, you know, go back quickly that way. So, continuing on, like I said, Vibrava and Flygon, that's pretty cool with Compound Eyes. I'm surprised they didn't have some kind of access to that already. Cacnea line gets Contrary, which, if you ask me, is a little interesting. The Swablu line gets Multi-Scale, Altaria gets the special move Lovely Kiss, and Mega Altaria gets Fairy Aura, which I think is also kind of good. It kind of doesn't change so much the fact that it has something like Pixelate, but it kind of just prevents the abuse between, you know, Pixelate and Hyper Voice like we're doing with our Altaria. By the way, I love the music for this scene. So Shuppet has Levitate, Bayonet has Infiltrator plus the special move Drain Punch. That's a pretty good move actually. Mega Bayonet, this is probably going to get, you know, suspect tested because we all know how Shadow Tag works. It does get Shadow Tag, so I'm just saying. This one I really like. Absol gets Guts with, you know, as a regular Absol, and it gets the special move Sacred Sword. And then Mega Absol gets Defiant, so regular Absol might actually be better than Mega Absol. I don't know. Hooray, we win, we save the world, right? Snorunt and Glalie both get Ice Body. Glalie gets the special move Icicle Crash, and Mega Glalie gets Levitate, which I guess makes sense. Frostlass gets Prankster, which I think is actually pretty good. Bagon and Shelgon get Anger Point. Sorry if there's like a little bit of like shit with the sound. The louder it gets, it seems to have like this really weird thing, so I do apologize for it, but just kind of felt like I need to mention that. You're gonna like this next one. So like I said, Bagon and Shelgon get Anger Point. Salamence gets Flare Boost with the special move Hurricane. That's not the, you know, the cool part, it's not the Flare Boost, it's the Hurricane. So, I mean, the special Salamence has always been something that's been kind of interesting to me. So, seeing that it gets a good, like, special flying move is really cool. The Mega Salamence gets Pressure, so that probably won't be Uber anymore. Kyogre gets Hydration, which, if you ask me, is actually pretty cool. And then Groudon gets Solar Power, which makes sense. Both of them do. This next one is very interesting. Rayquaza gets Steadfast, and it gets the special move Roar of Time. Because, you know, whatever. Mega Rayquaza gets Defeatist. That's interesting. Whatever, I guess. Hippopotas line gets Thick Fat. Sneasel gets Ice Body, while Weavile gets Dark Aura. That makes some sense, I guess. Lickitung line gets Gooey. Electabuzz line gets Volt Absorb, which is pretty good, by the way. We're about to get that busted item, and it's not that one. It's after Team Magma and Aqua leave. And I apologize for my chair. But, yeah. Like I said, Magmar line gets... Electabuzz line gets Volt Absorb. Magmar line gets Flash Fire. Yanma gets Inner Focus, while Yanmega gets Aerialate, which is actually, Aerolate, which is pretty good, if you ask me. Fiona gets Swift Swim, while Manaphy gets Rain Dish. Both of those are okay. Shaman, regular Shaman gets Grass Pelt, while Shaman Sky gets Leaf Guard, and there is the broken item, which we won't be seeing in this episode. Victini gets telepathy. I'm almost done with this. Clinkline gets download. Dredagon gets shed skin. Dino and Zweilous get defiant, while Hydreigon gets anger point. Panchamline gets justified. Gumiline gets immunity, and Noibatline gets mega launcher. So, hooray! We actually covered them all. And there goes my chair again. My bad, but not much I can really do about it. Maybe I need a new chair. I don't know. But yeah, that's pretty much that's everything. So I mean, for new hidden abilities, there's a few interesting ones. I'll have to kind of look at some of them. Speed boost Ampharos is going to be interesting. I don't know, but either way, we're pretty much done with the episode. Thankfully, all the cutscenes are now done. We can do what I really needed to do a long time, maybe not a long time ago, like maybe like 5 episodes ago, and we can finally do that now. And I'm going to be switching around the thing. You can press start or select to move them, and I'm just used to it being there on the right, so that's where it's going to go. Anyways, in the next episode, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be backtracking to Mauville again, and then we're going to hopefully get started on Sootopolis City, and exploring and all that other happy crap as well. So be sure to stay tuned for that. If you haven't already, don't forget to rate, comment, subscribe, and until next time, this is the PokeGamer signing out.